3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 11th, 2018. First of all, I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you're doing well, and hope your beginning of your week is going good. I wanted to start. Wait a second. Where'd my LED? Where'd my other Litecoin LED go? Shoot. Really bad acting, but what's new? There it is. Litecoin logo, Litecoin LED, light. Pretty sweet. Excited to send this to somebody. So to enter to get this, now that we hit 10,000 subscribers, thank you. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment below, and like this video. Even though the liking this video part is not something I can tell if you did or not. But that's all you have to do. Subscribe and comment below that you want this, and we're gonna pick a winner. I think I might give it 2 days to kind of collect a bunch of comments, because I know over the next 24 hours or so, new people will see this video. So that's all you have to do to get this, and I'll be sending it out this week. So moving on to the video, I want to cover Litecoin. I want to look at the daily chart mainly, and really just talk about this shift that we've had from this continuation pattern, the symmetrical triangle, to now a continuation pattern, which is a falling wedge. So let's jump in and just look at what's going on. Okay, so I really took some notes on what I want to talk about in this video, because we're going to be tracking this now. This is kind of our new pattern that we're pivoting to, which is not a bad thing. We're still in a bullish pattern. A falling wedge is a bullish pattern, and it also is a continuation pattern, but there's some things that are different now. Because as you remember, for a while, we were tracking this deal right here, this triangle. You see that triangle? But now we kind of broke this area. We broke the bottom of that triangle, and what we talked about possibly happening is now happening. So we have a falling wedge. So what is a falling wedge? First off, for a falling wedge to be a true continuation, a bullish continuation pattern, it needs to be at least 3 to 6 months old. There has to be at least 2 reaction highs or lower highs, and then at least 2 reaction lows or lower lows. So we kind of have that now, obviously. And so let's talk about, I guess, what we can look for in terms of where we are right now. Litecoin trading at $106.20. That's some cheap Litecoin. So I want to talk about the upside. I want to talk about the downside. I want to talk about what a breakout would look like. And let's first talk about the downside, since everybody's talking about that right now. Let's start there. So I've mentioned before, I do not really have a heavy buy zone in this range of $100 to $110. That might come back, and once we look back, this could be the perfect time. This could be the true bottom of Litecoin. We might never have $106.20 Litecoin again, but it's situational. It's dependent upon your circumstance. It's dependent upon your emotional circumstance. And that's what I talked about in yesterday's video. I don't want to buy now, because if $100 breaks, we're going to have a lot cheaper of a Litecoin, in my opinion. And while in the long term, it probably doesn't matter if I buy now or at $80, I'd be kicking myself if we're at $80, tomorrow or in a week from now. So I'd rather have a heavy buy zone in that area. So really my buy zone is this green channel. And it's really anywhere under $100, especially $80 to $100. So in terms of that happening, we'd be breaking the $100 key mental support, first of all. And then we'd even be breaking this bottom trend line in this new pattern that we have. So really the $80, where I get that from, is this previous high area, this channel right here, back in August of 2017. As acting as support. I really don't think it's going to happen, but right in here somewhere is kind of where I have a heavy accumulation. I don't think we're going to get there. I really don't. But that's where I have a heavy accumulation. And right now I'm kind of just hanging out. I'm very happy with my position in Litecoin. So I'm watching what's going to happen. I'm completely cool watching. And on the upside, let's talk about the upside. So the upside really there's a bunch of different targets in my own mind, and really it's illustrated in this box that I have on the screen, which is kind of an extension of the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA. And really there's some confluence happening, because at that same area is the top of this trend line, which we have to first look at as a resistance area, because we don't have a bullish confirmation, and I wrote this on the screen. We don't have a bullish confirmation until we break that resistance. But once we break that resistance, then we have that bullish confirmation. We have what we've been waiting for, for a while now. And so that's kind of what we're looking for on the upside. So the target area for a run up would be the 130 to 140 area. And once we get there, if we get there, we look for some resistance. There could be some resistance in that area. But it would be extremely bullish, first of all, to get above the 200 and the 50 EMA. And it would also hopefully get us to continue that momentum so that we have this 50 EMA, this blue line, cross back above the 200 EMA. Something like that happening would probably mean we're trading above this trend line as well. So we break the trend line and then we're trading outside of it and above it. So that's kind of on the upside. But I want to throw caution to you. If we do have a run, whether it's today, whether it's in a week from now, we bounce off $100 and we have a run up to 130, 140, I'd make sure to be careful because if we do hit resistance, we could have just a new lower high in that area, and then we can bounce off and we can create a new lower low. And we could, we don't want to keep retesting $100. I can tell you that much. This first time you can see these long wicks down that touched 100, but we bounced so fast off of that. And that's why they're such long wicks. This second time we kind of went in that $100 to $110 range, but didn't stay there. Now this time we're staying here and we're trading a little sideways under 110, close to 100. It just keeps getting a little bit more dangerous. So as we keep hitting this area, support may start getting weaker. So it might take for it to keep getting weaker and for the market to just react and for the market to kind of capitulate in a way where some people are tired of it. They get out and we might have a strong wick down below 100. And those are the scenarios why I'm just kind of like, I'd rather just sit on the sidelines right now and wait to see what happens, just because it's important. I told you a month ago, maybe even 2 months ago, that if we found ourselves tracking this, where we just have lower highs and lower lows now, instead of this triangle pattern, I told you that we're gonna have to start exploring and having a conversation about a possible longer term bear market. And so please just be prepared for that. I was talking to somebody at the Litecoin Foundation today. We were chatting a little bit. And we were chatting, first of all, about how many people are freaking out right now. But we were also just chatting about the fact that if you're pretty much long in cryptocurrency, right, then you don't have much to worry about, in my opinion. It's more of what are you comfortable with right now in terms of your investments. That's what I think you need to evaluate. I don't think it's so much, when are we going to be at $150? When are we going to be at $200? I think you should evaluate what you're comfortable with in terms of accumulation and doing that wisely. Because right now, whether we're at $106 or $80 or $50, if you're long term, all these ranges are very, very nice accumulation zones, especially because while we may be trending down right now, this is a continuation pattern. This is a bullish pattern. This is a falling wedge that the market is also anticipating an eventual breakout. So when that happens, we have to be patient. We have to keep an eye on it. We have to invest wisely. So don't get emotional in this market. I encourage you not to get emotional in this market. But yes, heavy buying opportunity if $100 breaks. So price target after a bounce off the bottom of resistance line is that 130 to 140 area. Look for some resistance. If we break that resistance and break that 200 EMA in the process, could be a bullish confirmation. Could be a fun video to do. Maybe even we do a live stream if something like that happens. So that's what we're looking at right now. Real quick before I end the video, we can take a look. We're finally approaching oversold area on the stock RSI, which is something we've been looking for. over the last few days. So, I mean, we kind of, last time we were in this oversold area was around the end of May. So definitely good to see that in terms of a possible bounce. But I want to point out when we kind of hit the bottom back in the end of March, right, to April, we were at that bottom kind of trading sideways for a little bit of time. Probably a good week and a half or so until we actually started moving back up. So please be patient as we may trade sideways now. So I know, I mean, I'm checking all the time to see if we're breaking out, and I know everybody is, but try and chill out a little bit, try and have some fun with it. But appreciate all of you. We did it. We hit 10K. I'm excited to give away this Litecoin LED. So please don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, and as always, I will see you in the next video, and God bless.